Democrat Joe Biden beats Republican Donald Trump to become 46th President of the United States. President, Vice President and Prime Minister congratulate new president. Demonetization completes 4 years. Prime Minister Modi says step sees reduction in black money and boost to transparency. 8th round of Indo-China Corps Commander level talks held. In-depth and constructive exchange of views on disengagement along the LAC discussed. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. Assam too records a recovery rate of over 96%. And 6 more centres approved as Khelo India Centre of Excellence by Sports Ministry, 3 from the Northeastern region. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Ajanta Chaudhary. Now with the details. Democrat Joe Biden beat Republican Donald Trump to become the 46th President of the United States. In a very closely fought presidential election which witnessed many cliffhanger episodes, Biden clinched the race by securing 279 electoral votes. The winning moment was decided when the Democrats made a stamping lead in the state of Pennsylvania, sealing their victory in one of the most crucial swing states. With the declaration of Joe Biden as the president-elect based on the projections of the electoral votes, Democratic Party candidate Kamala Harris has also secured her position as the first woman to be the vice president of the USA. Harris is also credited to be the first woman of Indian American and African American origin to be a member of the United States Senate. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden has thanked his supporters for voting for him. In his address, Biden said he does not see red states and blue states, but only the United States.
I don't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. I work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you.
Democracy is not a state. It is.
Vice President-elect Kamala Harris thanked supporters and said Americans chose hope, decency, science, and truth.
It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard.
President Ramnath Kovind has congratulated Joseph R. Biden on his election as U.S. President and Kamala Harris as Vice President. In a tweet, Kovind wished Biden a successful tenure and said he is looking forward to working with him to further strengthen India-U.S. relations. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu in a tweet said he is confident that Indo-American relations will become much stronger in the coming years. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated U.S. President-elect Joe Biden on his victory in the elections. In a tweet, Modi said, as the U.S. Vice President, Biden's contribution to strengthening Indo-U.S. relations was critical and invaluable. The Prime Minister said he is looking forward to working closely together once again to take the India-U.S. relations to greater heights. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that demonetization has helped reduce black money, increase tax compliance and formalization, and given a boost to transparency. In a tweet, Modi said, these outcomes have been greatly beneficial towards national progress. On this day 4 years ago in 2016, the Prime Minister addressing the nation had announced demonetization to break the grip of corruption and black money. Modi reiterated that this step will strengthen the hands of the common man in the fight against corruption, black money and fake currency. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today virtually inaugurated the RoPax terminal at Hazira and flagged off RoPax service between Hazira and Ghogha in Gujarat. It marks a big step towards the Prime Minister's vision of harnessing waterways and integrating them with the economic development of the country. Prime Minister also interacted with local users of the service during the event. He said The facility will reduce the distance between Ghogha and Hazira from 370 kilometers to 90 kilometers. Modi said the distance, which used to take 10 to 12 hours to cover, will now take only 3 to 4 hours. He said it will save time and the expenses will also be reduced. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also said that government is changing the name of Ministry of Shipping and will henceforth be known as Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways.
गोगरा और हजीरा के बीच अभी जो सड़क की दूरी 450 किलोमीटर की है, वो समंदर के रास्ते तरफ 90 किलोमीटर रह जाएगी। जिस दूरी को कवर करने में 10 से 12 घंटे का समय लगता था, अब उस सफर में सिर्फ 3-4 घंटे ही लगा करेंगे। ये समय तो बचाएगा ही, आपका खर्च भी कम होगा।
We shall now take a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
अरे वाह, लेजेंड की बैट। इससे तो मैं खेलूंगा।
फ्यूचर बैटिंग लेजेंड है। इसमें जिसका नाम लिखा है, बैट उसी को मिलेगी।
अरे यार,
देखा, अगर इस पे मेरा नाम नहीं लिखा होता तो कितनी दिक्कत हो जाती। इसलिए आरबीआई कहता है, बैंक अकाउंट हो या बैंक लॉकर, उसमें नॉमिनी का नाम जरूर दर्ज करें, ताकि आपकी जमा पूंजी उसी को मिले जिसे आपने नामित किया है।
आरबीआई कहता है, जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back to the Northeast News. The 8th round of India-China Corps Commander level meeting was held in Chushul. The two sides had a candid, in-depth and constructive exchange of views on disengagement along the line of actual control in the western sector of India-China border areas. Defense Ministry said both sides agreed to earnestly implement the important consensus reached by the leaders of the two countries, ensure their frontline troops to exercise restraint and avoid misunderstanding and miscalculation. The two sides also agreed to maintain dialogue and communication through military and diplomatic channels and taking forward the discussions in the meeting. They also agreed to have another round of meetings soon. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 92.49%. During the last 24 hours, more than 49,000 COVID patients have recovered. The Health Ministry stated the total number of recoveries now stands at 78,68,968. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 5,12,665. Meanwhile, in the past 24 hours, 45,674 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases in the country to over 85 lakh. However, with 559 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll in the country rose to 1,26,121. In Corona update from the northeast, in Arunachal Pradesh, with 44 fresh cases in the last 24 hours, the total number of active cases has reached 1,559, 13,785 cured and a total of 45 deaths. Manipur, 3,223 active cases, 16,714 cured and 194 deaths. Meghalaya, 995 active cases, 8,959 cured and 93 deaths. Mizoram, 562 active cases, 2,526 cured and 2 deaths. Nagaland, 1,074 active cases, 8,336 cured and 45 deaths. Sikkim, with 314 active cases, 3,805 cured and 76 deaths. Lastly, Tripura, with 1,302 active cases, 29,858 cured and 357 deaths. In the Assam Corona update, Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma in a tweet informed that 248 positive cases were reported in the last 24 hours, out of which Kamrup Metro accounts for 77 cases. A total of 23,232 tests were conducted in that period. As per official data, 555 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours, which takes the total number of recovered cases to 2,936,000. The total number of COVID cases in the state now stands at 2,08,637, out of which 6,758 account as active cases. With 2 more deaths in the last 24 hours, the death toll stands at 940. The Sports Ministry has approved 6 more centres as the Khelo India Centre of Excellence. The ministry has also sanctioned over 67 crore rupees in the current financial year to upgrade the 6 centres. Among the 6 centres, 3 are in the northeastern region: JNS Complex Shillong at a budget of 8.39 crore rupees, Paljor Stadium, Gangtok, Sikkim at a budget of 8.39 crore rupees, and Horu Hazai Sports Academy, Guwahati, Assam at a budget of 7.96 crore rupees. The Sports Ministry has said that the financial support will be extended for the next 4 subsequent years in an effort to identify and groom Olympic-level talent in the country. Speaking about the initiative, Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Kiren Rijiju said creation of centres of sporting excellence across the country is a step towards government's vision of making India one of the top 10 countries in Olympics 2028. Today, on the eve of 48th Raising Day of Arunachal Pradesh Police, Arunachal Chief Minister Pema Khandu inspected the parade and took salute of an impressive march past by the state police personnel at PCC Bandardewa. Khandu tweeted that we owe our safety to police personnel who are working tirelessly to maintain order, peace and security. Meanwhile, Union Minister, Youth Affairs and Sports Kiren Rijiju also extended his greetings to the APP personnel and their families through a tweet. Following the unrest situation along the Assam-Mizoram border, Deputy Commissioner Kachar Kirti Jali inspected the lower primary school at Upper Painom along the Assam-Mizoram interstate border, where miscreants triggered a bomb blast last night. DC Jali rushed to the spot along with Superintendent of Police Banwar Lal Meena, Circle Officer Sonai, Sudeep Nath and other officials to the blast site on Saturday morning and inspected the damage. Talking to a media person, Jali said they got the information from local people that there were 3 deafening sounds which damaged the school last night. She appealed to the people to maintain peace and tranquility and not to take law into their hands. The Deputy Commissioner said inquiry is on to find those behind the blast and that an FIR has been filed in connection with the blast. As per reports from National Centre for Seismology, Ministry of Earth Science, India, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh simultaneously experienced slight tremors today afternoon, while Chandel region in Manipur experienced an earthquake at 3.4 magnitude. Dibang Valley in Arunachal felt the tremors at 4.2 magnitude. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma laid the foundation stone today for the construction of a new building of Rimbai Government Secondary School in the presence of Education Minister Lakman Rimboe and Social Welfare Minister Kirmen Shala. Principal Secretary Education Department D.P. Wahlang informed that the building will be made at an estimate of 3.7 crores. Addressing the gathering, the Chief Minister lauded the efforts of all those instrumental in bringing the project and said that the new building is a step towards providing better education. And before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain social distancing, frequently use soap and sanitizer, and properly use the mask for your own security. Mask Up India. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.